the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's...
Officer, I assure...
The crowns of her teeth are pulsed. Her nonchalance might be related to...
Oh my, the E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption?
Detective, may I...
Then what does that say? This old...
Your synapses flesh.
You mean Eel's hips? But point taken. I am a bourgeois woman, and this is my fast, light, interminable...
There is no shame in her voice. A touch of sadness? Yes. But no shame. Voila! You're doing it.
Of course. How much do you need?
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament than she's letting on?
That's a reasonable sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
She removes a few notes and hands them to you. The paper is cold and oily to the touch. Whoa, whoa! Did you see how easy that was? Ask her for more. Toot toot. Can you eat honor? Are you an omnivore?
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be, as long as they're proper.
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today, besides supplementing its... Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41.
How curious. Why is that to...
Awkwardness washes over the conversation.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? Oh dear. I suppose this...
She must have been suspecting something.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional.
Of course, I sympathize.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. She's a negotiator. Just...
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my super...
You're in. But expect her to drive.
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your or you can recover your badge, though if...
Detective, a word in private before we continue. This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge.
He doesn't let it show. But there is a limit to how much the Maybe this is all her plan. She might have heard about you. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held...
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
You do? My God. Even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir. Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I am sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. No, it's just a storeroom for the employees. I told... Thank you.
What are you, a coward? Think about...
Talking is always good. There is something mysterious about the curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. I already told you. It's just a storage room for employees. Just let it go, officer. Go by.
She recites it like it's a poem, or like she's playing a role she's grown tired of.
It's just for decoration. Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined...
Take it easy. You've broken her resistance. Pushing her further will gain nothing.
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
Didn't that curtain just move?
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the caca. There's something wrong with this building.
Sounds familiar.
Truly so? Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous. Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic...
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective. Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before. I'm not sure I can trust your claims. Honestly.
The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He's sight. Go ahead then. Rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
I should have realized. A pattern lies within the fabric. The hand of fate guides us. Our meet.
Perhaps you truly are the one to deliver this woman from the doom.
But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us. If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it? Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the... Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite
Unbelievable darkness. What you discover? Probably just some office space. You see a set of tire tracks in a brown slush. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough. The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carrier.
Somehow that makes you feel scared.
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents.
You could follow the track south. This seems...
All right. Ready?
He's downplaying it. The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps. The lights unfold with a little click, casting.
There you go.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone. As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears.
There she is. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of you catch a faint glimmer from a broken beer bottle in the distance. Sounds.
Ah, Martinez at night. Let me see. Right here. No, it does not.
There are many of them, and they are divided into the first row has 18 dots. The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and you count 216 perforations. Considering that nice, large number, a wave of pride. The last row has 3 perforations. That's it.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were.
Alpha male officers who are proud of their numbers.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered? That's what it says. Fair point. This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Wow, more than 200! It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers. Call it what you want. You were a valuable man. Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations. For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the... There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident. But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for. Yes.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective, or personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies. Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now. Why not gardening? You've already got the...
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab. The lieutenant nods.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page.
Jamais vu. Derealization. Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already. This is the door to the room.
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic.
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically. I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's unnecessary.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of... Yet, were he to quit, he would lose the cool factor. This man relishes his cool quite a bit.
Yes, it's been a long and eventful day. Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. I would say our initial inspection was very thorough, and we have solid lead. The body is still hanging from that tree, which is unfortunate.
Though he wishes the body were out of the tree, he doesn't want you to feel too discouraged. Probably out of fear that you'll just give up and keep drinking.
I look forward to that. We weren't able to find the union leader, Everard Clare, much less interview him. We talked to Joyce Messier, but didn't get any information from her. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is.
If Kim is emphasizing something this much, it really...
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice? It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in the nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange. They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of, yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM. We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station coldly. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power. As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power. You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best. We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Courron and La Delta. And the Moral Intern, more broadly, but yes. The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the... They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day for centuries.
Those others say they continue the humanist project.
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self...
Something kind, something almost, something ominous.
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere. The Moral Intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And...
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist.
That's another leitmotif associated with...
But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the art. Do you? In fact, we would need them even if you didn't think that way. We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes. Then you will adore Martinez. For many of these people, the Union especially, vigilantes is precisely what we are. Personally, I don't enjoy it much.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. An aerostatic passes overhead, the whiskers of its floodlights on the ground below. Kitsuragi's glasses light up as he looks to the sky.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIA. It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks. the jurisdiction. We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our system... Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes. Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.